Good evening. This is CTV News for Wednesday, November 16th. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Denise Douglas. So glad you could join us this evening. Well, a man has been trapped in a trench since this afternoon. Emergency crews are right now on the scene working to get him out. The incident happened shortly after 1 this afternoon at Buddy Attic Park, located in the 500 block of Crescent Road. Rescue officials say the man was working in a construction area when he fell roughly 10 feet.
The rescue team responded and did in fact find a male, he's in his 50s, that was working on an excavation project. What's complicating matters is there's the large excavation bucket that's right on top of him. We're doing our best to make our way to him. We've made contact with him. He's talking to us, so he's conscious and alert.
At this point, officials tell us that the man appears to have non-life-threatening injuries. They say it could take several hours before he is rescued.
The case moves forward against a Greenbelt couple charged with the death of their infant son. The mother, 24-year-old Janice Petty, appeared in court today for a preliminary hearing. Afterward, prosecutors announced a new development in the case against 32-year-old Antoine Petty. Rochelle Metzger is in Upper Marlboro with more.
A Prince George's County father indicted on murder and related charges in the beating death of his baby boy. And today, a judge found probable cause to charge the mother with helping him cover up the crime. The state's case against 24-year-old Janice Petty will continue now that a judge ruled there is probable cause to charge her with accessory after the fact of first-degree murder.
Certainly we feel there's enough probable cause to support that charge.
Her husband, 32-year-old Antoine, is accused of beating their infant son, Antoine Flemons, to death in their Greenbelt apartment on September 21st. The next day, the couple led investigators to his body in a shallow grave behind Parkdale High School.
Mrs. Petty certainly was participating in the burial of the baby. So at that particular time, she certainly knew that the child had passed away.
During today's preliminary hearing, a detective testified that in her statement, Janice says the baby got agitated, prompting Antoine to take the crying child to the balcony. She heard, quote, several repetitive thuds. Afterward, the infant's breathing became faint. When he became unresponsive, Janice says she attempted CPR, but admits they never sought medical attention.
They put the child in the back of the vehicle they were driving, the hearse that they were driving, and she drove that vehicle by herself the next day while Antoine Petty was at work.
More than 24 hours later, the couple drove to Riverdale and buried the body. The defense argues that Janice didn't actually see Petty beat the child, and she lacks medical training to know for sure that he had died. But prosecutors say the fact that she was present, knew about the death, never reported it, and initially lied to police about the baby's whereabouts makes her an accessory.
We'll now continue to investigate. One of the things obviously we'll be looking for is the final autopsy report and reviewing all the information that Ms. Petty gave to the county police.
Her husband indicted Tuesday on charges of murder, child abuse resulting in death, and assault.
This is certainly someone who we feel is a danger to the community, and we intend to prosecute him and hold him fully accountable for his actions.
Now, this was just a preliminary hearing. The investigation into Janice Petty's involvement is ongoing, so the state's attorney's office could bring additional charges. She'll be back in court December 19th. Her bail has been set at $120,000. As for Antoine Petty, he's on a no bond status, so he'll remain behind bars. His next court date is pending. Reporting in Upper Marlboro, I'm Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
Well, Janice has not posted bond and remains in the Department of Corrections. The state now has until mid-December to either indict her or reduce her charges to misdemeanors that could be handled directly in district court.
Another anti-Trump protest by students in our area. This one turned a bit violent. A young man supporting Trump and wearing a Make America Great Again hat was tackled to the ground and injured his head. Witnesses say he was taunting students at Richard Montgomery High School who had staged a walkout from their school against the president-elect. Earlier this week, students at Blair, Wheaton, and other Montgomery County high schools also marched to bring attention to their disapproval of Trump presidency. Meanwhile, CASA, the immigrant rights group, is seeing more incidents of hate throughout the area and surrounding states. Its leaders are calling on the president-elect Donald Trump to condemn them. CASA has received complaints of harassment, bullying, and physical intimidation in public schools in a number of states, including Virginia and Pennsylvania. In addition, a Silver Spring church was vandalized over the weekend, and a CASA member in Pennsylvania was verbally attacked by a Trump supporter, according to Erica Hernandez.
One of our staff members, as he was driving from outside Virginia, somewhere in Virginia, I can't remember where exactly, but he was driving in Virginia, and he was, right after Election Day, he was signaled by another passenger in another car as if he was going to shoot him with his hand. That was a form of intimidation. More closely, some of the students are at Blair High School. We know they've been intimidated as well. And they've been intimidated, saying, for instance, at a bus stop on Wednesday, telling him that he should probably pack up his stuff and be prepared to go back to his home country, although, well, he has grown up here. And instances like that, and we do feel strongly that they're related to the anti-immigrant rhetoric that emerged from the campaign.
Hernandez says that CASA plans to set up a hotline in the near future for people to call and report any complaints related to harassment or intimidation.
Is former Maryland Governor Bob Ehrlich being considered for a cabinet position in Donald Trump's administration? Well, he denies it, but according to reports, he has met with the president-elect's transition team. A statement released by Ehrlich's spokesman says he is very happy with Trump's election and is also very happy to be working at his own D.C. law firm. Political experts say the former governor would be a smart choice for the administration. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Denise Douglas.